Right. Con time. Yes, hello YouTube, I'm Dr. Fudgey. Now, as you can probably tell from what is literally in front of the camera, we are talking about the Bristol Anime Gaming Con from the summer of 2023. Now, this ran from August 5th to August 6th at the Meowgical Hotel, the Grand Hotel in Bristol. It's near the galleries. The one next year is in March and August again. I might try go to those. I may even try and record stuff next time, because I was gonna this time, but I didn't want to because I didn't know what I was doing, and B, it was so crowded I wasn't sure what to film or what I could film without getting loads of people in shot without like their permission to, so I didn't want to get in any trouble for that. So we're just going to talk about the con and show off bits we got. Now you can tell from this one, right? Look at the back. You can see how like bent and tarnished this book got, because that's one I used for 3 days. I actually got a pristine one on day 2, just so I could prove a point of one that was never used versus one that has been bent in a bag and pulled out and God knows what else. But I had a lot of fun. I mean, obviously we got Bowser and Mario as like a Mario movie theme for the tickets. They've named their own characters. This bloke is A.L. Kun and she's A.L. Chan. Obviously the book, you've got the things to remember. You can report it if stuff looks fake. The app, if there's any issues, wristbands, what you're meant to do with them. Follow them on like Facebook and that for live updates. What their goal is. Then welcome to the Con 23, a QR code to download the app, which I did. That is the dealers of all the stuff that was there. So that was like all the merch stalls you could go to. Then it was everyone who performed. I only watched Sonic Sunrises out of the 4 of those rather, because we were doing other stuff while it was going on. Then there was events they ran. Me and Toblerone198, we did watch both cosplay masquerades. We didn't do the workshops. We did watch one of the live bands. We didn't do Super Smash Bros. Or the lip sync battle. We did do the big Geek Gaming quiz, and I'm now just realising the winner got 50 quid. Huh, we lost. We didn't do the talent show. We definitely didn't do karaoke at all the parties. But there were like other competitions that ran. We'll get onto those in a minute. But it was like an interesting mix of, we went for both days. Here's the schedule of the Saturday. And we did pretty much a couple of points in time we had a little bit of time spare. So I think in total we spent like an hour in Waterstones across both days, where Toby Larone, sorry, as he's now known, thanks to the Mario Kart announcer, looked at One Punch Man manga for like an hour and never bought any. Yeah, so on the Saturday, because we had VIP tickets, we could get in at 10. So we all stood out in the queue on the Saturday at sort of 10. We got our wristbands, which I'll get that out of the bag in a minute. And then we could go in. Then it was like a chill out thing where you could sign up for stuff until 11, where it was the opening ceremony and the Miori performance. We were there for the opening ceremony. Then we went to the talks and panels area for the Guess the Anime opening. I beat Toby by 2 points. I'm immortalising that in video. Then we didn't really do any of the stuff at 1. Then at 2 we did the big gaming quiz. We did pretty well on that. Then we did... I'm not sure what we did after that, if I'm being honest. What did we do at 3? Oh, we went like looking around for about an hour. Then we didn't do the raffle day 1. We did Mario Kart. You know, I put my name in as it was on the esports Toblerone198 put his name in as Toblerone, but the bloke said Toby Lerone. So, you know, that was pretty funny. So that's what he's known as now, it's Toby Lerone. He got to the finals, he lost, but he still got to the finals. He said to me he's done for if it was Rainbow Road, and the minute he sat down for the finals it was Rainbow Road, 200cc, so he lost unfortunately. Then the cosplay masquerade we did at 5, it was interesting to watch because essentially it was the main stage area, but people would go up in their costumes, they'd either like show their costume off or they'd do a performance. Now there were like quite a few good costumes across both days. Like I was surprised by some of the costumes. I did actually take a list of some of the ones we saw across both days. Let me just get the list up for you. Oh. Perhaps I didn't take a list of day 1. Okay. But there was like a load of FNAF cosplayers, obviously. There was a few furries. A decent amount of demon. We saw like 15 Tanjiros from Demon Slayer, which was kind of funny. I mean, I had the idea. We looked around the shops and you could buy like wigs and shirts and swords and that. I thought, can you actually assemble a Tanjiro cosplay at the convention? Pretty much. I think the only thing you wouldn't be able to get is like shoes and boots, but you could get the jacket, you could get the sword. Pretty much all you need really, so yeah, you kind of can. But they sold stuff like Death Notes, they had hats, Toby bought a Dragon Ball hat, they had the Thug Life glasses, they had the swords we looked at yesterday, they had like prints, they had Gundam model kits. Yeah, it took a lot of strength to walk past that. They had stickers, like art. It was just like a good mix of stuff. They even had like anime statues. I looked at so many of these statues. There are loads of Evangelion statues. They look nice. I would never know where to put any of them, but they had like a really good mix of stuff there. The Big Geek quiz we did miserably on. Like we did horrifically. So whoever like Team Death Battle was, they won and they put up a very good fight. Then in the evening it was Sonic Sunrises, which is like a band. Then for that second day it was basically the same stuff, except we did anime bingo. I'll throw the image up on screen of our thing. We kept getting blotches all over the screen, and then we literally had 2 left, and someone yelled bingo, and we thought, well that's it, we're done for. It turns out it was a false alarm. Then we got the next one we needed, and we thought, alright, we're going to win this. No we didn't. We went to do Who's That Pokemon, but technical difficulties happened, so we sat there as IT students and laughed at the IT failure. So that was pretty funny. Again, we didn't do any of the stuff at 1. Beat Saber, when it worked, that was quite interesting. I met someone who's like top 200 in the country, so I'm now friends with a very good Beat Saber player. We did the Big Geek raffle. Myself and Toblerone had 20 tickets between us. We won. Cool. So we sort of joked, next time we'll buy 1 ticket from like panel from each of the 100 range and get like 4 in the 800 range, because they all were in the 800 range. Then obviously the cosplay masquerade for day 2. I knew who I wanted to win before I even saw it happen, because I spent the whole day was just pointing out cosplays and going, oh that's that and that's that. It's like that scene in Ruby where she sees all the weapons and she turns into like a flying chibi and starts pointing it out.
Oh my gosh, sis! That kid's got a collapsible staff! And she's got a fire sword! Ow, ow!
Easy there, little sister. They're just weapons.
It was like that, but I saw her in the cosplay room. I saw like the edge of a wing and a purple tip, and I turned to Toby and I went, that to me looks like the wingtip of Chlorophyton from Darling in the Franxx. And I just started going on about Chlorophyton for 5 minutes. And Toby can vouch this. I sat there and I went on about it, and then I went on about the different Franxx, about what their sort of strengths and weaknesses are. And he just looked at me like I was nuts. Which, I mean, it would have been unfortunate if it wasn't, but the minute they announced who it was, I went, yeah, see, I told you. So I mean, I haven't gone like full geek mode in a while, so that was quite nice. But I'm heavily biased against a mech, so if I see a mech in a competition, you can guarantee I'm voting for the mech to win. They came second, so I mean, the ones who got first were pretty good, but there was like loads of Chainsaw Man cosplayers. Day 2, we kept seeing like Powers and Makimas. That was the main 2. And I said earlier on in the day, I've seen loads of them, but I haven't seen any Denjis. They appeared later on in the day. There was one person who actually came in full Chainsaw Man. Like, he had the arm blades, he had the head, he had everything. There was one group that came in with like 7 people who were all individual characters from Chainsaw Man, which is pretty funny. There was quite a few Survey Corps cosplayers as well. Although, no Eren Jaegers. There were a couple Levi's, there were a couple generic Survey Corps people. But no Levi. Not Levi, Eren, sorry. No Eren, Armin or Mikasa. Which actually kind of shocked me. There was also like a tabletop card game thing. I didn't assemble a deck in time, so I didn't bother. And then the badges that we got with a Bowser and a Mario character. You had to get like lanyards, and whoever they saw wearing the most badges, that clan would win. They do like a clan battle, everyone apparently. You can win a free ticket by filling things out. Then you got like posters in the thing. Convention bingo. We're like one away from, if one of us cosplayed, we're one away from a line. And watched a panel, we're one away from that line. You know, I'd class spending 60 quid on a sword an unhealthy amount of money. If I buy fan art, then I'm one away from that line. And then there's more posters, and then the dates that are actually wrong for next year. So, we also got, if you got the VIP tickets, you got like name badges. That's the badges I was on about they gave you. You got your name put on them, which is cool. And then obviously the 2 characters introduce themselves on the back. These are the 2 characters that they put in their outfits for like on all the posters. It took Toby a good while to realise that that's what it was. Which was funny when he finally came to the revolution of, hey, it's their own characters, not knockoff. Took him a good while. You also got a bag with VIP they had like a poster up on the main stage. This is what they were in, but it's like a nice tote bag. It's nice and big. It did serve to like store everything in for the whole 2 days, which was a lot. And it was also like it was comfortable to like hold, but when you're trying to get to a bus station in a rush, it's a bit tedious and irritating because the bag keeps slipping. But the wristbands were orange. I don't know what colour they normally are. I don't know if that's worth noting. They were orange. And I also, if I can find his Etsy shop, I will link him in the description and pin comment. But I spoke to someone who made comics at the convention, so he's done a superhero comic run called Orion. You know what I'm like with comics, so I bought all 3 that were out. I'll read them, I'll do a review of them afterwards. I'll link his Etsy shop in the description as well, where you can try and acquire these for yourself. But going off of what the covers are, they look quite interesting. I'm going to guess he's like some form of galactic superhero, and then I'm getting just into the Spider-Verse vibes from this. So maybe we get a load of heroes in one, but they're not like massive comic books. I might pull them out of the bags they came in and put them in like Titan Guard bags and boards, so they're a bit more like protected before I shove them in a comic box. But there is a reputation for Anime League, the people who run the events online. Now obviously I'm not going to deep delve into it because I don't feel like getting doxed on the internet, but the issues that you can look it all up yourself, but the issues that are often mentioned, I only saw one crop up, but it wasn't as horrific as they said. The bit that cropped up was them on about getting people under 18 into an 18 event, which was like the karaoke thing after 8. But the bits that were being mentioned to happen all the time, I didn't catch. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. On one hand, maybe it's good because they're not doing it, or on the other hand, maybe it's good because they're hiding it. I don't know, and I don't really want to comment too far on it to not get doxed on 4chan. Again, many videos about that upon the internet. So to dance around the hedge, I mean, there's a bit of a reputation around the people who run it. I haven't run into any of the issues, but that's all I'll say upon that. But in terms of the people that were hosting it while we were there, all the speakers seemed very energetic. I can't remember any of their names, but there was one of them who did most of it. They dressed up as like I think it was like a cat or dog sheriff thing. They had like a painted on moustache for day 2. They were quite funny at some points. They started like making a cult around Beat Saber, which I guess was funny. But they also just, because I had like an assistant for the day or something, they had to get tech support, so they said, how do you feel like becoming my slave? Which was out of pocket on purpose, I'm going to assume. But if you just walk into the room and those are the first words you hear, that's quite funny. They were also doing like anime chants with people while there was nothing going on. But there was one point where some poor man in the front row got a scam caller. So that, you know, like when you get a call from your parents and with your friends and they start making all the funny noises. Yeah, they did that, except they had a microphone and speaker. So I kind of feel sorry for that scam caller, because imagine you're scam calling someone and you hear that on the other end. But then they make a joke about it afterwards, and they were on about that. They call back to hear it again and ask they could get something. It was like, what? There were like out of pocket jokes across both days, which I guess that's funny. But at one point, one of the speakers kept going on about Danganronpa and all the. Started playing a Watch Mojo video about the ranking the deaths, which I don't know how we even got onto that. I'm going to be honest. So it was interesting. It was quite fun. I got a sword out of it, so I mean, mission accomplished. But the cosplays were great. There were some funny ones, there were some like more obscure ones, there were risky ones even. There was someone cosplaying as Makima in a bunny suit, which was, take it as you will I guess. There was one that gave Toblerone 118 PTSD. There was an Astolfo cosplay. If you know what image was floating around Twitter a few months back, you know what I'm on about. If you don't look it up. You know, he's why he can't look at green monster cans the same, because of said image. So he had a bit of PTSD flashback. It was also funny when they kept like cosplaying FNAF, because there were certain characters he'd see and he'd just basically shit himself. So that's funny. But yeah, a lot of the cosplays were quite good. I mean, I did bump into someone who was cosplaying RX-782. If you don't know the model number I'm on about, that's Gundam. The Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam. Obviously, as I mentioned, glorified him. I bumped into someone cosplaying the 14th Doctor, talked to him about sonic screwdrivers for 5 minutes. Best conversation about sonic screwdrivers I've ever had. And then I kept bumping into him for the rest of the night, so I guess that's funny. Who else? There was Snow Troopers, Freddy Krueger, Springlock from FNAF. I've already mentioned Tanjiro's. Trying to think of some of the. There was a lot of My Hero cosplays. A lot of Deku, a few Ochakos. Shinso from season 2. A lot of people then just like the UA sports gear. A couple togas. A few hawks which had like massive wings, which is pretty cool. That's sort of all I can remember from that. There was someone carrying around the scythe from Dragon Ball. There was a few Dragon Ball cosplayers. I got a photo with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Goku Rosie, and to Toby's disappointment, Super Saiyan Yamcha, which he said is impossible, but you know, the man in the orange jumpsuit and funny yellow spiked hair said he's Super Saiyan Yamcha, so I'm gonna go with what he said. But it was a bit of a moment where we entered the Mario Kart tournament, and we all know the joke of Goku of, hey, I hear you're pretty strong. And for the past, like, the whole of the day, I kept making the joke of, what if someone wins the Mario Kart tournament, and a bloke in a Goku cosplay stands behind them and goes, hey, I hear you're pretty strong. Well, we stood there ready for the Mario Kart tournament, and I kid you not, 2 Gokus walk through the door and take part, and I look at Toby and I go, you know that joke I made earlier? So that was kind of funny, to be honest. The fact that I joked for the whole day, and even the day beforehand, about winning a Mario Kart tournament and Goku appearing behind you, and Goku appeared behind us and took part in the Mario Kart tournament. So I guess I kind of like summoned that or something. That was brilliant. But they had loads of like retro gaming consoles. In a room they even had modern stuff, so they had 360s, PS3s, PS4s, Xbox Ones, the Series X and the PS5. So I mean, it's nice. They had an N64 with extreme stick drift, playing Mario 64. Not an N64, yeah, they had like NES, SNES's, Mega Drives, Master Systems. It was brilliant. They even had like PCs, some running TF2, one running CSGO. We just looked as someone was playing CSGO. What the? There was a kid playing CSGO with more skill than I think I'd ever played it for like 2 years straight. Then they had Guitar Hero set up, so someone just started playing Even Flow. A friend of mine, he looks a bit like Jesus. He went there, he started the Macarena with everyone. Apparently there's a video of it online, so if you know of anywhere, if there's a video of everyone doing the Macarena from Bristol Anime Gaming Con 2023, link it in the description. He is trying to find said video. But I did overhear at like the end of day 1 and near the start of day 2, someone talking about a bloke who looked like Jesus doing the Macarena. So like he did get noticed, so that was kind of funny. But whenever the YMCA came on, loads of people got up and started doing the dance, which was kind of funny when someone was trying to talk. But there was like a few points in the masquerade thing where people were just like from the watching crowd joined in. One of the performers decided to lip sync to the whole of the Barbie song, and I sat there and I thought, here we go again. And to my surprise, 3/4 of the hall was singing along. The cosplayers were jumping about and singing along, and it was really like funny. You got me and Toby that sat dead faced, like just off to the side, and you got like 40 cosplayers to the front left of us dancing to the Barbie song. So that was kind of funny. Supposedly some people did come as Barbie and Ken. We never saw them. We didn't see a lot of the cosplayers, because looking at like through the tag post, I thought I'll have a look at some of the cosplays that were there. There was like stuff we didn't see, which is bound to happen, but there was like a really accurate World War I soldier there, which very good. It was either World War I or World War II, I can't remember now. It's been a whole like 2 days. But his costume was brilliant. The Freddy Krueger was brilliant, but the spring trap suit, it was a brilliant spring trap suit. It had like wires coming out of it in some places, and it was fully weathered, and the jaw moved. It was amazing, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I can't show most of the pictures I took because they have my face in them, and I don't show my face on YouTube, so like I can't show those. But the Anime League themselves did like the post I put up, so that accounts for something. So until next time, don't forget to have a great day. I will link in the description the Anime League website where you can buy tickets. I'll link the one for Bristol. I'll link their Instagram page, so I believe at the moment the Cardiff one is going to be going on. I know I saw who was coming to the Cardiff one, the actor of Yanto Jones from Torchwood, and I thought, oi, you know, I like Torchwood, I like Yanto, but I don't live anywhere near Cardiff, so I might look at the one next year, might make videos, might not. I don't think I'm going to buy another sword. I'm not going to like hold my breath on that, because we know what I'm like. And yeah, until next time, have a good day, have a great day. Everything will be linked in the description. The end card will be the playlist that has this video and yesterday's sword video, and the video on the end card will be the sword video from yesterday, which I also linked the seller to the sword, and this video should hopefully have the Etsy seller for the comics linked. So check the description for that, go support him. I'll link it in the video I do to the comics as well. That'll be all. Thanks and bye.